When I was young, I could eat anything, anytime. In the morning, a bowl of cold rice with salty fried shrimp was enough to fill me up until noon. In the afternoon, I would come home late, quickly swallow a bowl of instant noodles, then go back to the fields and work until dark. Back then, I ate to live. I ate to have enough strength to take care of my children and my family. I never thought that one day, meals would become the thing that made me tired. I started to feel heavy after each meal. I couldn't sleep well. When I woke up in the morning, my arms and legs were tired. My eyes were blurry, my mind was hazy. I kept thinking, it must be because I'm old, I'll just have to accept it. But then one day my son sat down, looked at the tray of food and said, "Dad, it's not good to eat less. We're old, we have to eat right." He didn't say anything more. But the next day there was no more salty fried fish on the table. No more sour soup with tamarind and chili. Instead, it was a dish I had never eaten before. At that time I just looked, saying nothing. I was used to the smell of fish sauce, with a strong spicy taste, but this dish was light, bland, but warm. It was millet porridge cooked with pears and lotus seeds, without oil, without MSG, without sugar. But strangely, when I ate it, I felt much better. No indigestion, no thirst. After eating, my stomach was still light, my head was still clear. I didn't praise, but I knew my child understood. And I also understood that he was changing the way he took care of me, not with medicine, but with listening. Because in fact, old people like me don't need delicacies, just simple dishes, cooked with care. A bowl of softer porridge, a soup with less salt, a less spicy meal. To me, that is love, it is care. No need to ask much. No need to speak loudly. Just someone who still remembers that dad can't eat like he used to. And endure it's hard to change little by little so that dad can live healthy, live lightly, live to be seen. I used to think that old people could eat anything, as long as it was easy to swallow and digest. But then one day, I realized, eating the wrong food sometimes made my body more tired. That day, after several weeks of feeling full, heavy, and having trouble sleeping, my son cooked me a dish that I had never known before. He placed a bowl of light yellow porridge in front of me, fragrant with ginger and ripe fruit. "Dad, try this millet porridge with sapodilla and chia seeds," he said. I looked at the porridge, no meat, no oil, no strong smell like all the familiar dishes. But I was curious. I tried it, small spoonfuls. The porridge was soft, not watery, not thick. The sapodilla was ripe, sweet like the candy my grandmother used to make when I was little. The chia seeds were mixed in like sesame seeds in a cake, soft but not mushy. There were a few thin slices of steamed ginger, not spicy but just a slow warmth in my stomach. When I finished eating, I didn't say anything, but suddenly I felt easier to breathe. My stomach wasn't full. "Lighter?" I asked. "How do you cook this?" He smiled. "It's easy, Dad. Soak the chicken until soft, then simmer. Peel and thinly slice the sapodilla, then add it later. Add some chia seeds soaked to bloom and a few slices of ginger. No seasoning, the sweetness of the fruit is enough." It sounded simple, but my heart naturally felt warm. Not because of the special dish, but because a son was willing to sit down and cook a bowl of porridge for himself, not to fill his stomach, but so that his father could breathe easier. That night, for the first time in weeks, I slept soundly without waking up. I don't know since when meals have become such a quiet happiness. Not because of the delicious food, but because there is someone sitting there next to me, quietly serving a bowl of warm porridge, a glass of light water, then watching me eat as if listening to an old familiar song. Each spoonful of porridge, each sip of tea is no longer simply eating to live, but is a way for my child to say, "I see you, Dad. I want you to be healthy. And I love you, Dad." I used to think that love is a loud voice, a big gift. But it turns out, love for old age lies in very small things. A soft dish, not spicy, but just enough to warm the heart. A day without a stomachache, without insomnia. A morning when I wake up, my body feels light. my heart is also more at peace, and I know that today I am still remembered by someone. Perhaps when we get old, we don't expect much. We just want to sit at the dinner table with our children and grandchildren, hear the sound of the stove, hear the aroma of the food, and feel our hearts lighten. And I know that is not a luxury. It is a kind of happiness, real, very close. The happiness of being cared for, understood, and loved with a spoonful of porridge every day. My child doesn't say much. He doesn't need promises or fancy words. Just every morning, quietly serving a bowl of warm porridge, placing it in front of me, then sitting there, not rushing, not forcing, just waiting for me to eat each spoonful. But in each of those movements, I clearly hear something he has never said out loud. I see you, Dad. I love you, Dad. I want you to live a long life and live happily. I used to think that taking care of the elderly was something big, supplements, hospitals, modern medical equipment. But it turns out it's not. Taking care of the elderly just requires being present. Just sitting with them at the dinner table, watching them eat, listening to their breathing slow down and seeing their eyes less tired, less worried. For me, that's enough. Because sometimes the only thing the elderly need is a warm enough meal and a child quiet enough to listen. I just want to send a message to the children out there. Our parents don't need fancy meals or delicious dishes. They just need a porridge that is easy to digest, not too salty, not fried in oil, not too sweet. They need a gentle look, a small question, "Is the food delicious, Mom?" A gentle hand supporting the chair when Dad stands up. They don't say it, but they always feel it through their eyes, through their smiles, through each very gentle squeeze of their hand. So let's start with the smallest things. A warm enough breakfast, a glass of water that is gentle enough, a moment of sincere sitting next to them. For the elderly, they don't need too much. They just need to know you are still thinking of them, really. I don't eat like I did when I was 30, but I'm not sad about that. Because now, every dish I eat, no matter how simple, is made with love, with understanding. And I know that every spoonful of porridge my child cooks not only helps me live, but helps me live right, live healthy, live more meaningfully every day. I used to run after flashy solutions, new medicine, new exercises, new tips for sleeping well. But then I realized, nothing soothes the body like the feeling of being understood. No functional food can replace the feeling of being cared for. The meals I cook now are no longer about hunger or nutrition. But it's my way of saying the things I'm often afraid to say. I still see you, Mom and Dad. I know it's hard now, but you're not alone. Each spoonful I serve is a bridge, a connection from me, who used to be in a hurry, who wasn't sure I was doing the right thing, to the me of today, who knows how to stop and look at how my father holds the bowl, knows how to notice my mother wiping her mouth before smiling. I learned that love is not about big things. Love is about timing. It is about paying attention. It is about remembering that old hands also deserve to be touched with warmth and kindness. So I still show up every day with hot food, with gentle words, with constant care. Because even if your footsteps slow down, I still want you to know my heart has never been